I don't believe I'm alone when I have questions about the alleged killing of Osama bin Laden. I have to ask the question, why aren't we being shown photographs? Why aren't we being shown video footage of the kill? America has always in the past shown photographs of their captures and kills, paraded bodies. And we can't say they haven't done that, because they did that with Saddam Hussein. They showed the capture, they showed all about how it happened, they showed the trial, and they showed the execution, and they showed the photos of the body after the execution. They didn't say anything about the possible inflammation of support for Saddam Hussein. We ask the question, was Indira Gandhi correct when she stated emphatically that Osama bin Laden died years ago at the start of the invasion of Afghanistan, and she was prepared to provide irrefutable proof, and all of a sudden she's assassinated? I ask the question, was the killing of Osama bin Laden so early in the piece inconvenient for America, who wanted to spend more time in the search for Osama, spending more time in Afghanistan? Was it a bit like the release of a caged lion for the purpose of hunting him, and then having some idiot shoot the lion 2 feet out from the cage before it has a chance to be released properly, spoiling the entire hunt? Did America want to spend more time in Afghanistan and to get more involved in the controlling of the Afghanistan government? And is that why they are covered up the early death of Osama bin Laden? Could it be that this alleged killing of Osama bin Laden was nothing more than a hoax to create an excuse for them to leave the country with some sort of dignity after having a 10-year ass-kicking? The Russians had a 10-year ass-kicking, and they left the country with their tail between their legs. Most embarrassing. The Americans would be determined not to have a 10-year ass-kicking and leave with their tail between their legs. Well, they got the 10-year ass-kicking, and that's ongoing. But maybe they now think, well, okay, we had better create an excuse for us to leave, and the excuse is we've captured Osama bin Laden, mission complete, that's what we came here for in the first place, and now we can go. We'll just tidy up a few affairs and leave the Afghan regime in place to carry on its business and create new elections, etc. Could that be? These questions need answering. I find it absolutely mind-blowing that senior politicians such as Tony Blair and Julia Gillard and John Howard have all bought this, yet they don't feel the need to see any evidence. They don't want to see any photos. They don't want to see video footage. They just accept it. Well, I don't just accept things. I like to see evidence. America is of a boastful nature, and they would be proud to show the evidence. This business of saying, oh, but it might upset somebody. Well, gee, Terminator 1, Terminator 2, Terminator 3, Terminator 4, Mad Max 1, 2, 3, you know, even the Untouchables, Sean Connery grabbing a dead man off the front veranda and putting a pistol to his mouth and blowing his brains all over the window in order to get a confession out of somebody on the inside of the hut. That wasn't too shocking for us to see. But the capture and kill of Osama bin Laden with an eye shot, that is too terrorizing for us to see. Hello? Excuse me, but aren't you the president elected by the people? Aren't the people supposed to say what they can and can't see? Aren't you a servant, Mr. Obama? Well, aren't you paid a high wage to serve the people? Same for you, Julia. Aren't you a servant of the people? Aren't you being governed by the people? Or have we been fooled? Did you get elected and you just running out of control and doing what you like and not giving us a chance to say what we want to see and what we don't want to see, what we think is appropriate and what we don't think is appropriate? Because in the past the United States has always paraded its victories and its captures and all that quite publicly. No care about whether it might inflame the Taliban or whoever it might. As a matter of fact, the Americans have said, bring it on. How many times have we heard the Americans say, bring it on? Come on now. You know it's fake. You know that some poor sap was shot and dumped in the ocean just so that you can have an exit visa. We know that. Why don't you just confess it? Come on, just confess it. Be truthful once, and the people would lap it up. They'd love you to be honest and say, yeah, okay, we just dumped a guy in the ocean so that we could get out of there without saying, oh, well, it was a total failure, we didn't capture Osama bin Laden, and we've got to leave now because the Taliban's causing us too many headaches and too many losses of lives. Got to try and justify the losses of lives on the chase for Osama bin Laden, so we better come up with a capture, hadn't we? Yeah, okay. No, people, I think you need to ask a lot of questions, and I think you need to push the right buttons on our Prime Minister and anyone else that's listening to this around the world where your leaders have bought this cock and bull story. Push them. Say, have a chant. Prove it. Show us the photos. And every time someone mentions Osama bin Laden dying, prove it. Show us the photos. And that's all you have to keep saying. Prove it. Show us the photos.